It's Related Christ here, back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about Nehemiah. And we don't know, well, I don't know a whole lot about Nehemiah, but I want to talk about his stance on mixed marriages. And so basically, the mixed marriages back then were a tad bit different from what they are now. So there's this thing, and probably still today, it's called Yahwehism, and it's basically Yahwism. You worship God, Yahweh. Wow, you worship other gods as well. And so basically, during the exile, the returnees, or people of the exile, they were the high class kind of elite people, the people who ran the government, who fought the Persians of the northern kingdom in Israel. And the rural folk were the people who caused the conflicts within Israel. And so, and so, basically, there was a law there as well, that said, Jew marries Jew, this guy marries that guy, a Jew marries a Jew, and people, probably of the same race or of the same religion, and a returnee married, and a rural folk, those married. And now, and plus, it was an unclean thing for a returnee to marry someone who practiced Yahwism. And so actually God commanded the Israelites to be clean and free, to have possession of Israel. But one of the biggest things, while Ezra and Nehemiah were against it, and it almost cost their lives, because the prophetess Noadiah was after Nehemiah, and a different prophetess was pretty sure she was after Ezra, and Shantabil or something. There were many prophets and prophetesses and chief priests and many people who were after Nehemiah and Ezra because of they were against intermarrying, and it wasn't just because they were against it, and you can find more in Nehemiah chapter 13 or 16. But basically, the reason why they were against mixed marriages and intermarrying is because it was all based upon the prosperousness and survival of Israel. Now, Israel was a very important part in the Bible, and mainly because it is the holy nation, and it's basically a giant church. It's the city is a church, and it was treated as one back then. It was treated as the most holy place on earth. And so Nehemiah and Ezra's job for keeping it this way was to basically go against anything that made it unclean, anything that just made it bad, basically. And so this relates to us in the way that we kind of play around in church sometimes. We kind of make it unclean, and we make it bad. And no, it's not because of intermarrying. It's not really because of a lot of the Old Testament stuff. It's actually because of what God's will is. And so we take things that God says not to do and wrap it into the church, okay? And we need to treat the church as the bride of Christ. Christ said, the church is my bride, and it said the church was the bride of God. He died for it in Ephesians 6, I think, or maybe 7, I don't know. But basically, you wouldn't be out golfing, when your wife is dying in the hospital. That was a analogy used by Francis Chan, and he said, we need to treat the church seriously. We need to take it seriously. The sins of the people are not the sins of the church, but they could turn into that. We need to take the image of church and make it the image of God. And this is exactly what Nehemiah was all about. I mean, Nehemiah and Ezra almost died because of this. Same for Solomon. And so, let us be willing to die for the church and to die for the image of God. Thank you guys so much for watching another video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you will come back and watch more. Thanks, guys.